Libra Rising is a person that you feel comfortable talking to. This person you can like go up to and be like, can I tell you something? You know, and then you're like kind of like, sure. Or maybe you're like kind of like, why do I get all these people coming up on me? Why am I so attractive to people? Why do people want to just come up to me and just start talking to me? Or they feel as though I'm a person that's good at just having conversations. Like people just sit there, like I'll sit there and then they'll just be talking to me about shit all day. And I might not be paying attention, but they're just there. And then I'm like willing to participate, but I'm also not willing to participate. I'm also not willing to participate. Or maybe you are that person and you like to, talk and, jab around with people. And you might actually want to be a person that like, helps people out. You get enjoyment from that. You know, I want to talk to this person. I want to give them an idea that they might not have been thinking about. I want to impart some information that I feel like will be useful to that person because like something in me just wants to do that, and it is in you too. You might not like acknowledge that part of yourself, but you're one of those people too, and people know you to be that too. Because the rising sign. Oh, he's a good-hearted, or she is a good-hearted person. They will, they're a good person to go to for information about something. If I don't know, they probably know something, or they can, get you some information to get you somewhere. You know, these people also, you seem like a peaceful person, somebody cool to talk to. You know, calm conversations. There's no, you know, real bitching going on, no real, you know, crying and whining per se going on. Somebody just needs to talk about something. You're there for that, and you're like a good listening ear, but you're also not a listening ear. They want to know what you have to say, or what you think about their situation. They want to know what you're thinking about. That's the key here. And then you also inherently, after a while, even if you're like not a person like that, right? And you might be actually an introvert, but they see you as an extrovert who like goes out and talks to people. You become that extrovert that goes out and talks to people, and you just end up knowing what the fuck's going on around you. You know, it's like not necessarily a magical thing. It's just a thing that fucking happens, because people just feel like they need to talk to you. You feel after a while that you should, because like you see the advantage of being that kind of person. Okay, I might not like talking to people, but I can, spare some time here with this person and then this person, and then eventually, I can know my area better. I can know the people in my area better, and you see the benefit in that. And then you and yourself come to have peace because the people in your area, what's on their mind, or what could be on their mind if you like not talking to everybody, but you're talking to, a vast majority of people. And then of course you're friends with, some people more than other people. Because this is Libra, a sign that knows of relationships, in all kinds of relationships. Like I said, didn't just, you know, sexual or family or, it's, a thing. You got to set that shit in the chalkboard. You're a person who is loving, relatable. People like that. And people come to you because they're just like, damn, that's my friend so and so. Every time I talk to them, he's like, we have a great conversation every time we talk. You know, he brings like he or she might, bring me an idea that I wasn't even thinking about, and I'm like grateful for that friend. But just know that you, and this is, because this is a tropical thing, from like green tropical, you have to, keep people at bay and other stuff. But I think you know, if you're more, if you're wiser, older, you already know this. But if you're not, you try not to be everybody's friend. Know your acquaintances, know your friends, know your family, know where you want to do shit with, females and other stuff. When you know that, then you're cool. And if you let other people know too, then they can't be mad at you, is what I'm saying too. You understand that I told you that we are this kind of thing, so they can't come back on you or anything, and people will have your back too, because you told that person, you know, you were just a friendly acquaintance, or you just a friend. So, you be cool on the corner. I know you can, and you'll probably talk to a lot of people. You know, don't necessarily push them away, but just keep them, where you need to keep them at. And stay peaceful. Be cool on the corner.